Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today is a very important message for all of you guys to listen to, especially if you're single. We are talking about completely valid reasons why men have and should reject women. In order to drive this home, I'm going to show you 3 video examples. The first one being a complete red flag. Like if a woman says this to you, hopefully she'll say it to you very early on, and she will give you the opportunity to expose herself, and you can get out of her life and save yourself a lot of hassle. Trust me on that one. Number 2, it's not as much of a red flag, but it's a video in which a woman is rejected because she essentially has fallen into the trap of using all of the filters on her social media. And she goes out on a blind date, and of course she does not look quite like she looks online. This example is more of a warning for women to not always put your filtered self out, to actually put your unfiltered self out, even if it's through like a personal photo to him where you're not using a filter and you're not wearing a ton of makeup. And for men, the message I want you to take is that it's okay. It's okay. You can't force attraction. So if you were attracted or you thought she was attractive in her photos, if you get on that date and it's not there for you, I don't want you to feel like a terrible person. And I think that you should be completely validated in saying this isn't going to work, she's not your type, and good luck and move on. The third video is not a clear rejection, but I want to give you this example because this woman takes it as a rejection. And she takes it as a rejection because her opportunity to reject the man that is interested in her is taken away because the man respects her initial no. You guys, this is a very important one to talk about because she is shining her red flag. And I think that it would be downright dangerous for a man to get involved with a woman like that. So please hang in there for the last example. I think that this is a message that all of you guys sincerely need to listen to. If you guys appreciate this video, please remember to like it and subscribe if you haven't yet so that you can continue to see my videos released every Thursday. Okay guys, let's talk about the first video. This is one of my favorite videos that I have been tagged in. The man in the video wastes no time in rejecting the woman for her blaring red flag. Before I say anything more, let's just watch the video.
Oh wow, you are gorgeous.
Oh please, let me just say that to all the girls you date.
Get out.
What?
Just get out, please.
What?
I'm sorry.
That's rude.
I'm sorry, that's rude of me. Just, can you please get out, please?
Whatever.
I'm not trying to be rude, just trying to be happy.
Whatever.
So.
I love this because that man sets the boundaries from the get-go. Because this man probably knows from experience that if a woman like this starts accusing you right off the bat, first of all, she's probably insecure. And second of all, for her to start accusing him with no clear evidence, it's probably because she doesn't think that's a crazy thing. And that is because she would consider doing that herself. I know you guys have heard this before, that the person in a relationship that is very accusatory, even when there is just no evidence, it is probably because one, they've either gone through that trauma in the past and they need to face that, they need to be willing to work on that, or two, if they have not, if you don't know that about their past, like that they haven't been through anything like that, it is because they are probably likely that same type of character. They think that everyone does it because they think other people think like them. And I'll throw out there the third reason is that they are just deeply insecure for whatever reason has caused it. They do not believe that anyone will stay loyal to them. And they will not even easily take a compliment, and they won't believe you when you say that you are most in love with them, or you are the most beautiful woman that they've ever been with, or that you've ever seen. But men, what I want you to take from that is that all 3 of those reasons are not going to give you a peaceful relationship. The first one, you might stay and you might work it through, like if you're really in love with them. But the other 2, that's just red flag. I would not stay in that situation. Moving on to the second video. This woman is fresh off of a blind date, although they had seen each other, I guess, at least one other time. But she is told that she looks far different than the first time that he met her, and unlike all of her photos online. So this is her. Honestly, I think that she takes it pretty well, as typical women would not, and they would probably end up bashing the man. She does not necessarily bash the man, but she doesn't quite hit the mark with everything. I don't think that she really has a full understanding, because she's still questioning why, and she's kind of overthinking why this man rejected her. Before I say anything more, let's watch the video.
I just tried going on a blind date, and I was extremely humbled. Extremely humbled. As soon as I walk up, this man has a drink glass of wine. I'm like, oh, hi. He's like, he follows me, and I've met him one other time before. So it wasn't completely blind date, but we had never, like, you know. When I sit down, he's pretty much, he's like, sorry, this is awkward, but this isn't me. And I'm like, no, it's not awkward. That's fine. Like, I get it. Sometimes you can feel right off the bat. I'm just curious, what is the reason? Like, what energy did I bring that made you so quickly be like, oh, no. But I'm like, I get it, too. Sometimes I've had energy, and I respect being like, this isn't it. He says, you don't look like the last time I saw you or your picture on Instagram. I have the beauty filter on right now, but I do not Facetune my picture. When I upload pictures on my stories, I put like the Paris filter on, but like, fucking sue me. Like, sorry. Beauty filter off. Like, I don't think I look that different. Like, no, my skin is not perfect by any means, but enough to send someone away on the first 5 seconds, which I'm not mad at this guy, because when it's not, you know, that's not it.
First thing off the bat, I think that it's a very good sign that this man was able to be open and honest with her and was not wanting to waste her time. I think that he would probably appreciate the same thing off of a first date, especially before he ends up spending hours with somebody. I am curious to know in the comments, guys, if you would do the same thing as him, or if you would actually go through the whole date and just kind of enjoy each other's company, even though you knew that nothing further was going to evolve. Again, overall, I think that she was very respectful, and it's probably because he was also very respectful, and she respected that. But what she's so close to getting, and she just misses the mark, is understanding that looks and features and beauty is really in the eyes of the beholder. And so she is saying that she doesn't look that different from filtered to unfiltered, and she just doesn't get it. But the fact is that man did see a pretty clear difference. This is also why a lot of men want to do sort of a FaceTime date before you go on a real date, because they want to see the real version of you. And it works both ways, right? So in that way, you're not wasting each other's time and effort. And this is a very real risk when ladies only put out there a filtered version of themselves. Again, though, I do appreciate that this woman, this example, she did not actually bash the man for stating his preferences. And I just hope that she does take something away from this and she starts putting out a unfiltered self. I understand the motivation of a woman putting out a filtered version of herself, because it's putting her best foot forward. She is far more likely to get matches, and to get matches with men that she's attracted to, which generally is hard for women to do, even on dating apps. But that's not necessarily men's fault. That is because women's expectations of what they find attractive in men has grown exponentially, right? So we've seen the research, and I think men have experienced this, where women just do not find the majority of men attractive, unfortunately. So for the subgroup of men that are way up on the attractive scale, for them to get all this attention from multiple types of women, she has to really put herself forward as a really beautiful woman. So she's going to utilize all the tools that she can, which includes filters and makeup. The problem with that is that even though you might get all this initial attention and you might get first dates as a woman with attractive men, you will also end up getting rejected by these men. But the problem is that you continue to put your filtered self out there, and you continue the cycle of looking for these attractive men because you've been successful in attracting them initially, but you're not finding success in hanging on to them and getting into relationships with them. It's just not working. You are going to be in the cycle of dating. Whereas if you just put out your true self, you will find more appropriate matches, and the men that reach out to you will already be attracted to you, right? So that barrier is done. Check it off the list. And that's a big one for guys. So then you can go out on those first dates and you already know that that man is attracted to you. And then you can spend some time during the date focused on other things that matter. That's just my advice to the ladies. I'm interested to know from you guys if you agree with that, if that would save you a lot of time and energy. If you would appreciate it, let me know. That's just my 2 cents. Take it or leave it. That brings us to the third video, which is the greatest red flag that every single man that is dating or going out on dates with a woman, if she has any signs of this, you need to run, because it is literally dangerous for you to be with this type of woman. Before I say more, let's watch the video.
Okay, I am the problem. I went on a date with this guy and he was like, it's getting late. Do you want to come back to my place? And I was like, sure, but I'm not going to sleep with you. Like, that's not happening. And he was like, that's totally fine. Just come over. And I was like, cool. So I go to his place. He respects my wishes. He's so nice. He cuddles me all night. And I'm like, are you gay? Like, what? And like, I just wanted him to like try, and then for me to be like, no, you know what I mean? I wasn't gonna sleep with him. But I just, now I feel ugly. This is what.
That is a woman that is so desperate to validate herself that she wanted the man to set himself up to be rejected. So when he didn't play her game, she was left frustrated. And the bottom line is that she just told on herself in a very real way. I mean, this is genuinely scary. And men should be very cautious of this type of woman. What's even more scary to me is that she even recognizes that she's the problem, but she's still in this thought pattern of wanting to reject a man. And she actually feels rejected when her wishes, her verbalized wishes, are maintained by that man. Just imagine how that plays out in the little details of life. If she says things that she wants you to mind read around or play games around in order for her to feel validated, because trust me, I bet you anything, this is not the only thing. And if you got into a relationship with this type of woman, it would be the small things. It would be the fact that she tells you not to get flowers because that's a waste of money, and then she's secretly really mad at you. You know how much resentment would build up just within months of being in this type of relationship? And the sad part is that a lot of men probably won't recognize it. And especially a lot of young men that have not gone through this type of relationship, it's traumatic for them. I think that men that come out of this type of relationship are just dazed and confused. Just don't touch it, guys. Don't touch it. Save yourself. Keep the peace in your life. Do not touch this with a 10-foot pole. As always, though, guys, I'm curious to know what you think. Tell me in the comments. And I hope you guys have a good week. I will see you next week.